Good evening. Welcome to the Halcyon Show. My name's Lorne Risley, host of the show. How the hell are you doing? Thank you very much for joining me. If you didn't join me and you're one of the 280 odd people that decided to tune into my live stream after the fact the other day, thank you. I just want to start by saying thanks so much to everyone who tuned in for that. That's genuinely, when I set up to record that night at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it was, I didn't anticipate getting the traction that it got. So thank you so much for everybody who gave that a watch. How you doing? How's the week going? It's Thursday, if memory serves. So, yeah, nearly Friday. I actually had the day off today because of the topic of our conversation today. Actually got tomorrow off as well. So hopefully we'll recoup by then. So whenever you see this, I hope you're keeping well and you're not suffering from the topic of today's live stream. Burnout. How's about we talk about it for a second? Some stage in your life, you're probably going to encounter a set of circumstances that demands your full and unequivocal and unrelenting attention to the point where it is probably going to drive you to hate the thing you're paying attention to. This could be anything. This could be your job, could be a hobby, could be a person, could be a relationship, could be a vocation, could be anything. And it's almost bound to happen sooner or later when you start to tip the scales towards more energy versus reward. So you're starting to let more and more things go because you want to keep the status quo and keep momentum and all that good jazz. I wanted to talk about it because it hit me hard this week. This week, I can't begin to tell you just how, I'll be honest with you. Yesterday and today, I've had some really, not weepy moments, but moments where I'm like, fuck, man. Everything sucks and life sucks and you suck and they suck and all the rest of that sort of stuff. And it occurred to me that the main reason, apart from just general mopiness, is that I'm burnt out. I obviously went to the Checkpoint 5 event at the weekend and it was great fun. But I can't lie and say that I didn't come out the back end of it thinking I really need a break from covering battle rap and talking about battle rap and the coverage of just it being fed to me. That's why I decided to hop on now, because I was actually listening to the first 5 minutes of Gas Buff's live space. He calls it the podcast. King of promos, king of marketing is Gas Buff. So I'm reasonably certain battle rap fans and affiliates will be tuning over this, so I can get away with talking about this uninhibited by questions about battle rap. Because I want to talk about this, again, I like using my show as a platform to talk about more personal things. Let's just turn that down so it's not peaking. Hopefully I'm not purring in your ears too much. Anyways, yeah, the battle rap thing burnt me out. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I'm allowed and not allowed to say, but work has burnt me out pretty badly. Not even because I've particularly been working very hard. I think I'm okay to disclose it because it's public. My company has been bought out not once but twice this year. And we got through the first buyout, and everyone was relatively unscathed. Everyone was reasonably oh, okay, it could have been worse, but cool. We're through. And then the second one has happened, and it has made everyone, including me, incredibly nervous. Mainly because no one knows anything. Nothing's been said definitively, and of course that means that you're left with this feeling of not really knowing what to do, how to feel, what next step to make, all the rest of this sort of stuff. So then you can't. So the two things that I kind of lean on the most during my week, my coverage of battle rap in the form of interviews and work, jeez. And then you come to the third thing that I usually lean on, which is my training, my weight training and such. And I must tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 34 now. My training has hit a brick wall, unlike anything I've experienced before. I'm as fit as I possibly can be given the circumstances. But I just can't seem to find motivation, can't seem to will myself into wanting to work out. And when I do work out, it feels like a giant waste of time. And so, like I say, it's burnout season, baby. And of course, the first thing is, well, how do you avoid it? Well, the first, you just don't take anything to that extreme in the first place. You enjoy everything in moderation, but that's never been something everyone can avoid forever. So disengaging with it, I wanted to talk about that because I've really tried to disengage from all three things. I really have. Hence, I booked today off work. I haven't actually trained all day today. And battle rap wise, I've said to a lot of the guys that I was penciling in, like, listen, I'm going to take June off. So I hope I can touch base with you in July and it's not going to affect my ability to convince you to come on the show. And largely speaking, everyone's been cool. Bobby Rex will get ironed out in July. Zen has said he'll be on. Unanimous has said he'll be on. I'm forgetting now. There's a few other guys. Pedro said he'd be on. Bizzo said he'd make his return. Enigma said he'd be happy to come on. Crow. And there's again, even on top of that. So we got a busy July planned, which is great. I'm looking forward to that when it happens. But I find myself sort of redlining a little bit back into it. Like I say, I happen to be tuning into Gast's podcast today, even though really I need to come off it. And so what I wanted to ask, I know, right? I'm looking for advice this time. I'm looking for you guys to give me something. Is how does one deal with burnout when the three corners of your existence are kind of making you sick? Like, I take holiday off today. Like, I'll be honest with you. All I really did all day today, all day, was game. I've been playing a game called Wreckfest, which is a driving game. I never play driving games. But there's something about the fact that you are always moving in a forward direction. And the fact that you have a crash or two doesn't really make a difference because the game's designed with destruction in mind. It's like Destruction Derby, but an actual factual racing game. Like, something about that has done my mind a little bit of good today. I'm curious, like, how does everybody else manage it? Everyone else must get burnt out with work at the very least. I know everyone works significantly harder than they probably should. How do you contend with burnout on the things you love? Like, if you're a football fan, or you're a sports fan, or a cartoon fan, or a series fan, you must get burnt out on that sort of stuff. The reason I ask is I don't get burnt out very often. It doesn't happen. It's happened before, but it's not something that's really pestered me all that much. And yeah, I'm generally curious about, like, as I put as like the sort of subheading to the thumbnail, like, when do you hold them? When do you fold them? Like, I don't think it's wise just to completely disregard everything in a burnout situation. Like, I don't want to completely walk away from covering battle rap in the interim period because I feel like it means that I then come off the boil and then no one's looking out for my content. But at the same time, like I say, that week leading up to Checkpoint just made me feel like, man, just I can feel the frontal lobe of my brain going hot. You know what I mean? And it's the same with work. It'd just be nice to go into work now and feel like there's not a sense of impending doom. And the training would be nice. It'd be nice to train and feel like it's going somewhere rather than... I'll share with you. At Checkpoint 5, it was great to see everybody, but there was one bloke there who I was distinctly annoyed with, and that was Pamphlet. And the reason I was annoyed with Pamphlet is he is jacked, son. Like, surfer jacked. He reminds me of a good friend of mine called Chris, who is a absolute machine. Like, used to be a British rowing team member, cycles 50 miles every single day. Not like Arnie big, but like you'd break a wooden board off his back and he'd probably smile and ask for another one. Like, he's just jacked. Pamphlet was the same, man. And I just looked at him and I was like, he makes me look like a fucking tub of lard, man. And I work really hard to look like this. So it's like, it makes you feel like, and then just again, the burnout thing also, I get these extended periods when, like, all of my effort feels like it's not going anywhere. So another example is I have a really good buddy of mine, and I love him to death. He's like a brother. But he was properly first world probleming me the other day. He was just listing off a bunch of issues with him, and I was looking at him saying, like, you motherfucker, like, do you have any idea how good you've got it? Do you have any idea how much people would kill to have that kind of problem? And it just felt like my existence was so low down on the pecking order of, like, it just made me feel like a fucking lowlife, man. And that's why I think part of my burnout is that it feels like it doesn't go anywhere sometimes. Like I say, the training feels like that. The battle rap coverage is great because I really feel like I owe a lot to battle rap in terms of my growth as a channel over the last year. It's gone up by about 200 subscribers, and a large part of that's battle rap. So part of me feels guilty for admitting that I'm a little bit burnt out on battle rap at the moment. yeah, it's a weird one. Like I say, a lot of the coverage recently has done me a lot of good, but I can't lie and say that I'd really love to go and do something else. But because I'm so intrinsically linked to it now, it's difficult without disappointing a bunch of people. So yeah, it's a weird one, man. I didn't intend for this one to be a particularly long one. We've only been going 11 minutes. I'll probably only go a couple more minutes more so I can sneak in and sneak out before anyone's had a chance to tune in. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it because, like, it's weird when it happens to me because I tend to take life at a canter anyway. You know, I'm fairly relaxed as a person in terms of what I take and when I take it. And yet, I can't lie and say that this week has been an exercise in banging my head softly against a brick wall and being shocked that I still haven't made my way through it. I was just generally curious about how, number one, if anyone else has encountered burnout on a regular enough basis to formulate some kind of solution to the problem. Secondly, what are your solutions? How do you contend with life when it starts to feel like the wheels are digging in to a certain degree? I'd be curious to see what you think. So, yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. There's no battle rap chat today because, like I say, Ghast is probably still going on over there, so you can tune into that. There's a couple of other podcasts and shows and channels that I followed in the last couple of days, which lead me to believe that there is plenty of coverage there, so you can look at that. Like I say, don't know how many more of these live streams. I don't know if this will be there. This might be the last live stream I do until July, to be honest. Definitely no interviews until now, from now until July. So yeah, you're gonna have to get your coverage somewhere else for the time being, folks. And yeah, I just hope everyone's keeping okay. Like I say, I tend to be at the back end of things when things hit. So if it's hit me, chances are it's hit you and anyone that sees this afterwards, long before it's hit me. So I just generally curious, like, what's your advice? Like, what do you think one should do when, like I say, the 3 pillars of your life are making you feel like someone has sat on your fucking frontal lobe and refuses to move? Like, how do you alleviate that without just disengaging from everything? So anyways, I think that'll do it. Like I said, I didn't have a massive overarching point. I just thought I'd throw it out there, see what you guys think. I'm tired of telling you guys what I think. I'd love to hear what you think. So, I think that'll do it. My name's been Lorne Risley, host of the Halcyon Show. I sincerely hope you keep okay throughout the month of June. I don't know how it's going to go on this end yet, but we'll see what happens. I will, again, just share with you, this is the kind of the typifier with the week with me. I went to buy myself a new suit this week because I figured I haven't bought a new suit since I was 18, so 16 years ago. And I've done a fair amount of growing in that time, right? I go in there, buy the suit. It's probably the one time I didn't actually check the purchase amount. Because when I looked and saw how much I'd actually paid for the suit, and mind you, it wasn't a suit, it was actually just the waistcoat and trousers, by the way. Very nice waistcoat and trousers. I remember looking at it and going, oh dear, I made a mistake because I'm tired. So this is what kind of let me say, like, even though I don't have, look, it's a lovely suit, and I'm sure I'm going to wear it lots, and everyone's going to be very complimentary, and I'm going to get all the sex. But the fact is that, like, yeah, I'm tired, and I don't want to be this tired all the time, but I also don't know how to negate that without just disengaging entirely, and I don't want to do that either. So be sure to leave me your thoughts in the comment section if and when you see this. I sincerely hope you take care of yourselves in the interim period, and yeah, I see you in July, I think, maybe we'll see. Yeah, you look nice today wherever you are. I'm sure you had a lovely day, and if you didn't, I hope tomorrow's even better than today, so it makes up for it. All right, my name's been Lorne, host of the Halcyon Show. Please like, share, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more episodes as and when they drop, and I'll see you, hopefully, on the next episode of the Halcyon Show.